Am I the asshole for not treating my niece / bio daughter more like one of my kids? I have a niece, Ava, who is also my bio daughter, as I am her sperm donor. She is the daughter of my sister and her wife. Her wife's the bio mother as well. They obviously could not have children together. They decided to tell Ava about it a few months ago. Originally, the plan was to have Ava know from the beginning, but they changed their mind. That's a whole other story, though. Anyway, since Ava has found out, she started coming over to our house every day. It used to be just after school every day, but now that summer break has started, she is here from early in the morning too. Now my niece is great and all, but having a guest over every day was a little too much for me. I talked to my wife about it. She admitted she also wasn't happy about having a guest every day either, but hasn't said anything because she didn't think it was her place to interfere given the situation. I told her that I understood and we agreed to talk to her kids about them inviting her over less. However, when we talked to them, we found out that they were not inviting her over. We had assumed they were since the three were always together. They explained it to us that she just started following them home after school one day. They've also said that they don't like having her over so much either. They don't mind her over sometimes, but they don't want a guest over all the time either. They also said with her always around, they feel like they can't go out and do things with their friends or invite them over. So after we talked it through, we agreed we would all be more comfortable with her coming over more like once every other week, which I will add is still a lot more than she previously used to come over. Previously, we would only see her on holidays. I talked to my sister about it, and she says I'm wrong for wanting to push Ava out and calling her a guest. She says that she's figuring out things and wants to spend more time with her bio siblings. Furthermore, she said her daughter was crushed that we are going on a big family vacation next month and hadn't invited her yet. Another thing that has bothering her, according to my sister, is that we gave her the same birthday gift we usually do, a $50 gift card, like nothing has changed. Overall, my sister thinks I should be treating her more like how I treat my kids now. Obviously, this is a delicate situation, and we want to treat it as such, but we do think it's fair to have some firm boundaries.
Okay, these boundaries should have been established before you...
Before you make your consensus,
Okay.
let me read the top comment. How old is Ava? She expects things to change, not realizing that you and your wife already knew and treated her no different. She sounds young and might need therapy soon. Not the asshole. This is a tricky situation, but it's better to have an open conversation now and set boundaries before she develops more expectations. And OP replies and says that she is 14.
Okay. It's not really Ava you have to set boundaries with. It's your sister. And the boundaries should have been set way before you agreed to be the sperm donor.
Right?
This shouldn't be an issue now. You're not aligned anymore with the conditions of how this all went about because you were under the assumption that she was going to know right away all of her life.
Yeah.
And now, yes.
14.
14 is a long time.
That is the most
impressionable,
fragile, impressionable age for this kind of information.
Yeah.
You tell this to an 8-year-old, it's like, oh, that's a cool fun fact. You know what I mean?
But even 8 is still kind of old. It's still old enough to, I don't know, to still have expectations of your bio dad, I feel.
I feel like at 14, the expectations are way different than when you're a young kid, 6 to 8 or something like that. 6 to 8, maybe. I feel like that's more of just oh, cool, and it's a little fact that's thrown in there, whatever. 14, I feel like they have more power to go places by themselves. Different. I feel like you have different opinions when you get to be that young teenager.
Yeah.
13-year-olds is they think they know everything.
Yeah.
Right? 8-year-olds don't know what they don't know.
This is tricky though, because now she's well, why am I not invited to the family vacations?
Yeah.
You're my dad.
It's I've known, but then they don't see it from the other perspective of the parents have known this your entire life. She just found out.
But also you can't just give in. You can't go about pretending like she's your daughter.
She's not
I know
your
she
daughter.
is your biological daughter, but you
not...
didn't agree to this.
Yeah, she's not your daughter.
Exactly,
You
yeah.
were a sperm donor
Yeah.
for your sister, so
I would
that
be really pissed off at my sister's
Oh, I'd be very
sister.
mad
Sorry.
at my sister. Yeah, I would be.
Yeah, they definitely have to have this hard conversation with Ava. Like, this is their cross to bear. This is not on you
Yep.
to be, I don't know, like teaching her or like setting those boundaries with Ava. It's not her.
So I got an update.
Okay.
I decided to talk to my sister's wife about the situation like some people suggested, which was definitely a good idea because my sister had been keeping some info secret. Okay. I found out from my sister-in-law that she had gotten a really good job offer that would have required her to move. She wanted to take the job. My niece also wanted to go because they would have been moving to New York City. My sister, however, did not want to move, so she decided to tell her daughter about me being her sperm donor to try and get her on her side about staying. This worked for the most part as she no longer wanted to move and wanted to stay nearby us. My sister, however, also hid from her wife the conversation about us not wanting their daughter around as often. As far as my sister-in-law knew, everyone was happy about her being over so often. Once I told her the truth, she was very upset and said she would discuss everything with my sister and their daughter. I don't know much more that happened with all that, but none of us heard from any of them for over a week. When we finally did, we found out that they have decided that my sister-in-law will be taking the job and they will all be moving. Since they are going to be moving soon, it's not going to be much of an issue anymore for us to maintain our boundaries. So for the most part, at least concerning the part involving my family, it's been resolved. Thank you all for the advice, though.
Okay. So, I just want to clarify. The parents wanted to move to New York without the daughter and leave the daughter behind.
No.
Oh,
What?
okay. I
What?
misunderstood that.
No. Sister-in-law
Yeah.
and bio daughter wanted to go to New York City. Sister did not. So she decided to weaponize the fact that her brother is her kid's bio dad to get her daughter on her side of not wanting to use to New York City.
Oh, okay.
So she weaponized that information.
They wanted to abandon her.
No, they weaponized that information. She weaponized that information with her daughter so that to try to convince her wife not to move to New York.
Got it. Okay, still a shitty thing to do.
Dude, that's so fucked.
Yeah.
Pardon me.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to tell your kid, and then when you decide to do, you do it for a benefit.
For your benefit?
You weaponize it so that you can convince your wife not to move.
That's so crazy. Because now she's like...
Now she knows.
At the worst time.
Because now she knows, and now she has to move to New York.
That's wild.
That's fucked.
Damn. Okay, but also, side note, why would you think your daughter going over your brother's house every single day is like normal? I don't know.
What do you mean? Cousins hanging out. I guess
every
not even cousins.
Single day.
Not even cousins anymore. Now it's like half siblings. Half siblings.
But like every single day.
And it's summertime.
That's excessive.
Whose mindset are you thinking from here? Sister-in-law? Sister?
The sister.
Well,
the parents.
The parents that have her over every day?
No.
The parents that the kid is leaving every day?
Yes.
Okay, well, one of them, sister, knows why. Because she wants her gone every day. She doesn't want to move. She wants her kid to go create tight bonds over there so that her kid doesn't want to move. So whatever her kid wants, she wants to give so that she can stay there.
Yes.
Okay.
But I don't know.
So you're saying from sister-in-law's perspective?
I guess sister-in-law, yeah.
She's probably working.
She's working.
Working hard.
Working hard or hardly working. All right. Is that all?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. I mean, top comment on the update just says, "Wow, your sister is horrible. All's well that ends well, at least."
All's well that ends well. Okay.
Before we get to the next story, if you guys are watching on YouTube, don't forget YouTube memberships for 99 cents a month gets you early access. Usually about 5 days early, sometimes a whole week early. It depends on how my editing schedule is going to go. Sometimes 2 days early. It's really random, but just think about it.
Didn't sound convincing at all.